Welcome to America's Commercial Real Estate Show, your source for market intel, forecast, and strategies. Hello, I'm Michael Bull. Thank you for being with us. Our show today is brought to you by C5 CCIM Summit. This is a global summit. This is amazing. It's in Chicago this year. It's September 16th through September 18th. And I've been to this event almost every year. It's fantastic. A lot of people, a lot of networking, a lot of deal making. So if you're in the commercial real estate industry, check it out. Learn more at c5summit.realestate. Well, our show today is a great topic. It's about healthcare real estate, about medical buildings. And, I tell you, that's been a great property type, a great sector because of its stability, right? It's like the baby boomers, we're all getting older. We all care more about healthcare. And it seems like the healthcare properties have did really well through COVID as far as occupancy, especially compared to normal office. But what has happened with cap rates? What's happened with demand? Is it a good time to sell a medical office building right now? Should you be acquiring? What's the future look like? Let's find out. Please welcome my guest. It's Paul Zeman, and Paul is president of Healthcare Real Estate Services with my company, Bull Realty. Paul, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me today.
We appreciate it. And first of all, let's just talk about the healthcare real estate market as far as, because everybody realizes the office market, a lot of it's been hit pretty hard. Some of it's doing really well, the Class A and some other properties and cities, but for the most part, a lot of vacancy. What about healthcare real estate?
The medical office building sector has always been very strong. Mm-hmm. Many investors still look at it as the flight to safety. Mm-hmm. The tenants historically stay longer than their lease terms mm-hmm. and extend and don't have trouble paying their bills. So it has everything that you would look for. A little more build out than an office building mm-hmm. or a lot more, but very, very sticky tenants.
Yeah. What about occupancy levels? What have you seen roughly around the country?
We're still looking, Michael, at vacancy rates that are single digits. Mm-hmm. And I think back to 2008-9 when, 14, 15% was not uncommon. And in some markets, worse than that. Mm-hmm. So anytime we're talking about single digit vacancy rates, life is good. Yeah,
that is good. So when you talk about occupancy, so occupancy strong, what about the sales market? What are you seeing for cap rates? Because we're seeing cap rates on office properties kind of run the gamut. It seems like anywhere from some of the really high end long-term lease stuff, maybe in the 7s, but then some all the way up to 12. What are you seeing in medical?
So, and again, I really focus my efforts and track everything like $5 or $10 million and above. Mm-hmm. And in the past 12 months or so, we've been seeing average cap rates in the low 7s, 7.25, 7.3, somewhere in that neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Now keep in mind, that's an average. That's not to say that the trophies don't trade much better. And then some of the assets that are a little bit aged or shorter term or, not triple net lease structures. Mm-hmm. Sure, we can get into 8.5. Mm-hmm. That's not at all uncommon. Yeah. But the trophies and the portfolios are doing very well.
Yeah. Could you tell us about a sample cap rate on a closed sale?
Again, like I said, some of these, I saw some or traded some ambulatory surgery centers, mm-hmm. a portfolio of them earlier this year. And there was roughly 10 years of term and mm-hmm. Average written leases. And that's something that was more of an 8.5. Mm-hmm. But I also traded a hospital occupied asset that had a surgery center in it, but mostly clinic. Mm-hmm. And it was a 7.0. Mm-hmm. And I certainly see others that are into the 6s, even low 6s, if they're very nice.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Well, Paul, if you have a medical office building, and is it a good time to sell right now?
The supply and demand equation hasn't changed. Mm-hmm. There are still very powerful buyers of all shapes and sizes that are looking to deploy capital and buy medical office buildings. And when I say all shapes and sizes, I mean public and private REITs, the large private equity, private family trusts, high net worth individuals, offshore funds, you name it. It's a solid sector, and there are folks looking to buy aggressively.
Yeah. So what if you sellers thinking, well, gee, aren't interest rates too high? Shouldn't I wait?
Well, we're really, I've been doing this, selling medical office buildings for 18 years now. And I started my career in 2007, and rates were about 7%, which is near where they are now. So we're back to more historically normal rates. But the folks that want to hold on for rates to come down to some degree, have other challenges, like other lease term is burning off and some other risks that could come up. So yes, it's still a good time to sell and take those proceeds and go out and put them towards another project. Or if you're a large physician group, hire more doctors or equipment, or what you need to do, you could put that money to better use than real estate.
How is supply and demand in the space right now?
Michael, I get calls on a very regular basis from not only the buyers that have been out there in the sector for a long time, but new ones. And some of the new ones take a little bit of educating to kind of get them up to speed. And some of them are very legit and some are not. But the demand is there, and I get the calls. People want to see what we have to offer.
Yeah. Now, in the office buildings, I sell normal office buildings, distressed and some core, and it kind of died out for a while. Now it's starting to really pick up. What do you see in the MOB world, medical office buildings?
Well, just straight up in terms of dollar volume this year, here mid-year, we're at about $2 billion. We typically, on average, see 8 to 10 billion for the entire year, but the second half of the year is historically stronger than the first half. So while we might not get to a record level, we're still going to see a decent year.
Yeah. So. Well, Paul, why should someone consider medical office building over other investments, and why do some of these groups that own them and buy them just say, no, that's all I want?
Well, there are companies and funds and stuff that make a living out there in just buying medical buildings and nothing else. And that's how they raise capital from their investors. But like I mentioned before, the flight to safety, sticky tenants, all the attributes of it are typically very strong. And the healthcare need is always going to be there.
What would you leave our audience with to think about related to medical office buildings and healthcare real estate in general moving forward?
It's always been a strong sector. It's a very small sector as compared with office or industrial or multifamily. Medical office is 1/10 the size of some of those. But again, quality assets, competitive buyers, high quality properties, great long-term investment.
Yeah. And really good credit tenants, right?
Typically,
you kind of know if you have a physician group, they're probably going to pay the rent, right?
Yeah, and you know what? So many health systems have acquired the smaller practices that where before you might have been dealing with a practice that had 3 physicians that maybe didn't see eye to eye on all of their business dealings. A lot of them get acquired by the health system, which is a good move for them and a good move for the health system. And then you've got health system credit. Yeah. So there's nothing not to like about that.
So I guess the future looks bright for MOB.
It is. I am still enthusiastic about it. I love the sector. I don't vary or sway. There are some other healthcare related facilities and life science projects that I work on and I'm actively working on, but you have to love the MOB investment sales sector. Yeah. Well, leave it at that, Paul. Thanks for joining us. You bet. Good to be here. Right. Thanks for joining us around the country. If you have any questions for Paul, reach out to him. His email is an easy one. It's paul@bullrealty.com. Until next week, be sure that you always lead, learn, and laugh. And join us for America's Commercial Real Estate Show.
America's commercial real estate show is brought to you by Bull Realty. For commercial brokerage sales and leasing in the Southeast U.S., contact our show host by email at michael@bullrealty.com. By Commercial Agent Success Strategies, 21 incredible one-hour agent training videos. Learn more at commercialagentsuccess.com. By the 2025 C5 Plus CCIM Global Summit, the premier commercial real estate conference for networking, deal-making, and investment. For more information, visit c5summit.realestate. For more podcasts and videos, subscribe and visit creshow.com.